The Curtis Camp query of the day. Curtis?
All right, so offense is on my mind. I am very interested to see what Josh McDaniels does. Quick statistical breakdown of the Patriots since the GOAT left. The only offensive season that was halfway decent was 2021. They averaged 27.2 points per game. Last year, they averaged 17. In 2023, they averaged less than 14. If the Patriots are successful on offense this year, why will it be? And if they fail, who will you blame? Two-sided. Do you believe the Patriots can get back to the Mac Jones season? Just answering the question first before everybody. I believe if they are not better than 27 points a game, the 2021 Patriots season, it is a failure. And if they do not, I will not blame Josh McDaniels. I will blame Drake Maye.
I think that I would blame. I'd be more likely to put the blame on Drake Maye than I would on Josh McDaniels. Although I would ask Wiggy this: how similar do you think this offense will be to that? Josh McDaniels, like that offense that is his offense with Mac Jones.
I think it'll be very similar. With the nuances or the kind of like add-ons will be the ability that Drake Maye has to run the football.
Right.
So you'll add in the RPOs. You didn't really do that with Mac Jones. You'll have the ability for Drake Maye, some designed run plays. You put him maybe more on the move because of his athletic ability. So I think it's still going to be the same offense, the same offensive foundation that I was in, that Brady was in, that Mac Jones was in, just with a little bit different of a sprinkle because Drake
you're not
Maye.
one who goes into a complete panic if they're actually designing runs for their quarterback.
No.
God forbid you do that.
Utilize that.
Yeah, but Drake has said he doesn't want to rush as much as he did last year.
And I would say, listen, we're not going to rush you a ton, but we're going to utilize your skill set.
I will also say, Curtis, I think a step towards a successful season next year, you have to have a receiver that has over 1,000 yards. The last receiver that we had that recorded 1,000-yard was Julian Edelman, 2019. Like, that is a drought that's insane. If you look at the last 6 years and you don't have a single receiver on the Patriots that has reached that, that's the first step.
So
you would say maybe Steph Diggs would be the reason they're successful this year if he could do that.
Correct. Yeah.
If they're successful this year, it's because of Drake Maye offensively, and if they're not, it's going to be because of Drake Maye. Right? When you look
Shine might blame the offensive line. He might put it on Moses.
Well, I think Shine would lean more towards it being Josh McDaniels' fault if they're not successful.
Well, I think it depends how it looks, Greg. Like, you can't just it's hard to prognosticate exactly how the offensive season is going to go, because I think asking for 27 points a game means you're asking for them to be a top 10 offense in football, which I think is a very big ask. Like, I would like to be inside of the top half. So you have to be 15th or better in terms of total offense. Like, that to me is a successful offensive season. If you're not, then yeah, there's a lot of questions about Drake Maye. I don't disagree with that.
I mean, look at 2021 in this season. At every position outside of right tackle, center, and guard, they're better. They're as good or better at tight end. They're as good or better at running back. They're much better at receiver. And they, according to Shime, should be exponentially better at the most important position, quarterback.
Yeah, but you also have to look back at that 21 team and remember that they had a top 3 defense in all of football, Curtis.
So
a lot of that points number was inflated because they had 2 50-point games against dog water teams.
Right. The most important position was occupied by someone you believe to be a moron.
Correct. And he sucked, and he proved that.
Well, okay, so if you can do that, maybe the defense doesn't have to be top 3. Maybe the defense can just be top 10, and you have a quarterback that's actually good that can balance that out and get you back to 27.
Yeah, I mean, statistically, Shime's talking about the defense being responsible for a lot of those points in Mac Jones' season.
Yeah, the defense helped a ton.
That's what you're arguing.
I think they were number 2 in the league in turnovers that year. Like, that defense was insanely talented,
Right,
insanely
and
good,
I could
and put you in positions to score points really fast and really easily.
I could see the points theory, right? I could see what Shime's saying based on points. Are you getting short fields? Are some of those points coming off of pick sixes or those type of things? I could see what Shime's saying.
But look at all the money they invested in their defense this offseason. The defense should be a top 10 defense.
Yeah, the defense should be good. Your offense should look like the thing about the offense in 2021. And, and whether you were a Mac Jones fan or you weren't, I wasn't a Mac Jones fan, the offense, for the most part, looked capable. It looked like a real offense. It wasn't this high-flying offense that scored a ton of points where you're like, okay, this is why they score points, because Mac is throwing the ball all over the field. He did a good job. He was a guy that, made the right decisions. They ran the ball well. And so when you look at this year's team, I think they're going to put more on Drake May's plate, and they're going to – so when the success is going to come offensively for what Drake May is able to do or not do. And if he's not able to go out there and elevate, make plays, then we're going to put it on Drake May. If he's able to go out there and make plays – then we're obviously going to give him the credit. So I think it squarely falls on the shoulders of Drake May when it comes to the success of this team offensively.
I just am curious about the Pats fan and their patience with McDaniels and allowing this offense to develop with Drake May this year, because I believe them to be a playoff team. The Dolphins just lost one of their corners in an already sort of weak position point. They just got a guy out for the season, according to Rap Sheet this morning.
Coder Kohu.
The division is ripe for the taking, and I think the Patriots are more talented than the Dolphins and more talented than the Jets. I don't think they're more talented than the Bills.
Right.
But I do love the fact that you have Steph Diggs going up against his old team twice. He seems like a guy that rises to those occasions. The excuses should not be there. The defense should be much better. And it has Vrabel and all the guys they brought in. And the offense should have a second-year jump from Drake May with McDaniels and Steph Diggs, not to mention one of the guys, whether it's Pop Douglas or the shoeless guy, who knows. You have Hunter Henry back at tight end. Like, they should be good.
Also, you'll find out if the philosophy, and it must have been Elliot Wolf's or Robert Kraft's, because it wasn't Gerard Mayo's, but the philosophy of letting Drake May sit for a good part of that season, that should pay off this year if that was the right way to do it, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but I'm always under the impression the more real snaps you get.
No, I understand that, but and that's what Gerard Mayo wanted, clearly, because he said it on this show. But whoever was driving that internally, that if they are correct, then that should work in Drake May's favor.
Yeah, if they believe in the theory that they're pushing, where it's like, oh, we're not going to rush this guy in.
Yeah.
But I'm not one that believes in that theory. I'm one that believes in, I want to see my guy go out there and either he can sink or he can swim. And if it looks like he can swim, then we can build off of that, right? Then we get a good offensive coordinator in here like Josh McDaniels. This team, when you look at this Patriots football team this year, I still think Buffalo is the leader in the division. Obviously, because of Josh Allen. They don't have that legit number one, but Josh Allen has enough talent to elevate everybody and get guys involved in that passing game. If you're not successful, then Drake May hasn't been able to make that jump and turn the corner. We're going to be questioning him, and then we're going to be questioning Mike Vrabel and his coaching approach. Because if you're losing games, well, what's going on defensively? On paper, you should be good, but if defensively you're not doing, Mike, what's going on with the defense here you're coaching? Do we got to change the coordinator? Is it the game plan? What's going on?
So in that order, you're going to question Drake May first, and then you're going to question Mike Vrabel. Josh McDaniels is really third to answer Curtis's question.
Yeah.
This is Robbie in the car. Robbie, what's up?
Hey, guys. First time, long time.
Thank you.
I'm just curious, like, if Curtis thinks that even if the Pats have, like, 22 points per game average, but have 11 wins because we control the ball and have a really good defense, would you still blame people in that? And then I'll hang up and listen.
No, I mean, if you win 11 games, I don't think there'll be a lot of negativity going around. There's obviously that means that Drake Maye wasn't losing you games. He wasn't throwing back-breaking picks or doing dumb things with the football.
Which is probably the most important thing, right? Like,
of course.
At the end of the day, it comes down, to be honest, the best stat for Drake Maye this season is going to be touchdowns to interceptions. Because if he throws 20 touchdowns but only throws 7 picks and you win 10 or 11 games, everybody's going to be fine. But and again, to the opposite side, like if he throws 40 touchdowns and 12 picks, but you only won 7 games, people are still going to be unhappy because you didn't win more games.
Yeah, I mean, I think the big stat for anybody is wins. And he won 1 game last year. So if he wins 11 this year, I won't care if they do it running the ball every play.
They're not going to win 11 games this year.
Well, I bet it's more likely they win 11 than Scheim saying less than 6.
But Scheim,
I never said less than 6. Man, we keep going lower and lower, guys.
I think 9 is a very fair number.
Yeah, 9 is
to expect. Yeah. I think it's fair to expect 9.
You have settled it on Greg's fence very well. I mean, Ordway's fence.
Yeah.
If they do what you said, Scheim, and you said Drake Maye's thrown 40 touchdowns and 11 interceptions, 12 interceptions. Is that what you said?
Yeah, and they're like a below 500 team.
And then I think he's looked more like Justin Herbert, where it's not Drake Maye, it could be the coach.
Well, yeah. So Wiggy, I think your analysis of the process, like the people you're going to look at first, is correct. Like it's going to go Drake Maye, Mike Vrabel, then Josh McDaniels, because if Maye is playing really good, but they're still losing games, clearly the defense is bad. Like if you go out and you lose 30-27 to the Raiders in week 1, that's probably not because if you score 27 points, it's not because Drake Maye's playing poorly. It's because the defense is bad.
He becomes Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
With the Chargers, puts up the good numbers, and you're like, what's going on? And then you're like, well, he doesn't have the right coach. Then he gets the coach and Jim Harbaugh. And look how it changes.
But minus Steph Diggs, does Drake Maye have the right weapons to be able to do that? I mean, depending on who ends up being in that wide receiver room.
To me, it's more the offensive line than it is like the weapons. Like it's just if they give him 5 seconds, then yeah, he should be able to complete passes to Pop Douglas, Kyle Williams, Stephon Diggs, Hunter Henry, you name, or run himself. Like, but if he's getting, bull rushed by Max Crosby on every single play in week 1, there's only so much you could do.
Because you think about Justin Herbert, when he's had some of those pretty decent seasons.
What if they signed the tickler, put him on the offensive line to scare defenders?
Yeah, they could do that. He didn't have like his weapons were good, but they weren't like elite. He had Keenan Allen, who was a little bit older, Mike Williams, who was up and down. Who else did the Chargers have? They didn't
have Quentin Johnston, who can't catch a football.
Right. So Justin Herbert, when you look at his numbers, he never had like that legit guy. So I think Drake Maye can kind of be in that type of statistical world, and the team not do well, where you go, oh, we have the quarterback, but what's the other pieces?
Curtis, good one today.
Thank you.
Curtis, camp query of the day. And